I don't usually do interviews like this, but I want to show you what happened to my Coronado this morning. I was rigging it up to take a different camera shot than I normally do. I had a little camera setup I had, which was under the starboard wing. I actually had this little camera in the float strut here, and it was covered with a glove and had a little lipo attached to it, so I was able to get a shot of this side of the plane. Fairly gusty and windy, but I did manage to take the plane off and flew it around and successfully landed it. It did have a fairly hard landing. And the float that the video camera is on was actually digging into the water and took a dunking a few times. So I've got that video clip which I'll be able to show you. But anyway, I was unable to taxi the plane back. It just wasn't taxiing properly, and even though it was still working at that point, it was probably, I don't know, probably 50-60 meters out in the water. Fortunately, the lake is fairly shallow, so I was walking out to it, and I was probably halfway or a bit more than halfway, and the telemetry warning alarm went off on my Taranis, indicating to me that something was going wrong. And I kept on walking. I was actually, before that, I was actually trying to taxi it towards me, and every time I tried, the float would dig in, and it would just not get anywhere, essentially. So anyway, I kept on walking towards it, and then I saw a bit of smoke coming out from just behind the wing on the left-hand side, and then to my horror, I could see that there were flames coming out the top. So my walk quickly became a run, and so I ran up towards it. First thing I did was took the cockpit off and pulled the battery out. Up the plane, threw it over onto the water and dunked it and put the fire out. Fortunately that saved the plane, but it had already done a fair bit of damage, so I'll just show you in a moment exactly what that damage is, and we'll have a closer look at it all. This is what it looks like. So looking down the top of the fuselage, you can see right down there how it started to burn out. It's actually molten material must have dropped onto the floor, because there's actually some holes that were starting to burn through in the floor, and it would have gotten very close to being holed from underneath, and that would have helped make it sink. Here's a gaping hole. How much you can see there, but it's a mess. I haven't even taken the wing off yet to have a good look, but it doesn't look nice. Not good. The rest of the plane is okay. Yes, there is this horrible smell that you get after you get burnt out electronics, and it's gone for everything. My whole shed is smelling of it at the moment. So we'll just take the wing apart. One attachment bolt. I'm hoping that I'll be able to repair it by just replacing the Depron sheets. Obviously the wiring and electronics will need to be replaced. Alright, it's all unscrewed. So we'll take the wings off now and have a look. Oh, it's horrible. We'll just disconnect all these wires through. That's my power cords. We'll disconnect the rudder and elevator servo wires. Here we are. Look at that. It's damaged. It looks like it's destroyed the receiver. Those wires, plugs are gone. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's at speedy, I reckon. That bottom speed controller looks to be where the fire started, to my mind. Yeah. Oh, it's black. Horrible. So that's under the wing. Oh, the fuselage has still got water in it, probably from my dunking. As I say, I dunked it pretty quick. Oh, look, that bulkhead's was partially melted. Can you see the holes there at the bottom of the hole? It's was starting to melt through. That bulkhead was starting to melt through. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it could be worse. Sad. Anyway, folks, that's what happened. So there's nothing else for it but to fix it up.